Welcome back to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the first and one and only Crazy Hockey Dads Mini-Camp to start the season.
Yes, welcome one, welcome all.
Yes.
Episode 25.
Episode 25. So welcome back to the unfiltered podcast for hockey parents. No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches.
And that is us. And yes, mini camp is upon us. So we're going to keep these episodes on the shorter side.
Short and sweet.
Shorter side. We're going to do one a day. And we'll be looking to give all of our listeners some tools they can put in their toolbox, quote unquote.
For the season.
For the season to help them get through some rough moments.
Yes.
And also celebrate the successes. We can't,
Yeah.
It's got to be balanced. We got to have the yin to the yang.
No question. It's going to be fun. I'm looking
right.
forward to it. So we got 5 days, 5 episodes.
That's it. So we're going to get through some of the initial stuff on the quicker side.
Yeah, good. You want to do that part and I'll do the geography stuff?
So partners, we got Howie's Hockey, Crazy 10.
Love Howie's.
Yep. Load up on tape. I need to get laces. I still haven't gotten them. But yeah, Howie's Hockey. There we go. In frame. Then
There's Howie himself.
Pro Strat Elite Skating, Angelo Sirs. Oh, don't forget Crazy 10 for Howie's.
Crazy 10. Go get your
Crazy
tape, laces,
10.
gear, whatever you need to start the season. Let's go.
And then Pro Strat Elite Skating, Angelo Sirs.
CHD 10.
CHD 10. Check
Awesome
them
power
out.
skating clinic. Awesome.
Yep. And also, obviously, the season's here. You know, kids are getting back on the ice, but around the holidays, I know Angelo and his team
Yes, he does.
Put on a lot of clinics. So keep that on your radar.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have Athletic Performance Insight.
Eric.
Yep. So anyone that's been thinking about analytics for their team, video analytics, check out athleticperformanceinsight.com.
Yeah, let them tag you in the game.
Yep. Use the contact form, fill it out. They'll do a demonstration for you. They'll even tag a game and mention Crazy Hockey Dads, and you will get a 10% discount on your season subscription.
I need to do that for my kid, the API stuff.
Listen, it's super helpful.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Okay, but let's dive into. No, my bad. Real quick, because this is the first one.
Mm-hmm. You want to do a geo update?
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah, we're all over the fucking place. I mean, like,
Yep.
I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden we woke up one morning and we were in
one morning. It was this morning.
I thought one came yesterday.
Oh, did it?
I thought so. Brazil came yesterday.
Maybe.
So Brazil came yesterday, and what was odd about that is because it was one region in Brazil, and now we have 7.
Yep. Oh, that's true.
Which is nuts. Then we woke up this morning, and Vietnam, and India, and the Dominican Republic, and like multiple spots in those places.
Yeah.
So
welcome all the new listeners.
Welcome everybody.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Didn't know there was
checking us
hockey
out
in Brazil. Awesome. I'd love to come. Scott and I would love to come down and check it out.
Yep.
You know,
when I think Brazil, I think football, not the American version,
soccer,
the American flavor, soccer.
I don't think ice hockey, but I googled it and there is ice hockey there.
No, that's amazing.
I'm not sure how widespread it is,
but hey, listen, the fact that they have it down there for kids to experience different sports, is amazing, and that we have an opportunity to
talk to them, through this kind of podcast, which is great.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. 26 countries, but who's counting?
Yes, and as always, thank you all for tuning in.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
All right, so
couldn't do this without you.
That is true. So
here we go. Topic 1, day 1.
Yep. So listen,
right?
I think this goes without saying, but easily taken for not necessarily easily. Why am I stumbling on this one?
I'm not really sure what you're trying to say, but are you trying to say like?
No, it's not something that we remember all the time, and I think it's maybe out of sight, out of mind.
It's easily forgotten.
Easily forgotten.
Oh yeah, 100%, definitely easy.
Yeah, but
forgotten.
remember why you signed up.
Remember why you signed up is the theme. Yes.
And I think the sub to that is like we're here to raise good humans.
Correct.
To teach life lessons.
Let's remember why we're doing this for our children, why we signed them up for this awesome game of ice hockey, why we signed them up for this season. What are they going to get out of it that's going to make them a better person down the road? I think sometimes we all forget about that.
Yeah.
Because we get so wrapped up in the horse shit
Yeah.
And there is a lot of it.
And when we think about this, an expression that comes to mind is like, your North Star, your guiding light, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But keeping that front and center,
Yeah.
will certainly help kind of reset your GPS when things start to go
Sorry, I need my stop
sideways.
sign.
No, I think we both use it.
I need my stop sign. Mateen from Toronto. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't worry, Mateen. We got it covered.
Yes, we do.
We heard your comment and loud and clear, and we're doing stuff about it. See?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, it helps reset your GPS.
It does.
And, it reminds you that
Yeah.
you're not necessarily raising the next NHL player. You're just trying to raise a good kid.
Listen, if it happens, great. If your kid wants to play in D1 hockey, great. It's awesome. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that our kids are going to learn something from doing this. Or else, why are we doing it?
Right.
Right? Whether it's to be a good teammate, whether it's to conquer a fear of, let's say, I don't know, blocking shots, right? We talked about shot blocking the last time, right? They need to take something away from this that's going to shape them as an adult down the road.
Right. And so, part of the development, obviously, is usually
Yeah.
we talk about it's like on ice development. But, I mean, just continuing to keep it fun. They're going to learn on ice skills. They're going to build friendships. So the development is not just like on ice, like from a technical standpoint. It's emotional, social.
Between the ears, absolutely.
And it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? And so,
That's
making
for sure.
sure to keep that in mind and not, burn out too easily, because the game and many other sports, like they will continue to teach lessons as long as you're in and around it, right? But
Absolutely.
the sooner a kid gets burnt out, stops playing, is uninterested, is also a moment when they stop receiving, some of these other benefits of just, hard work, discipline, you name it.
Stick-to-itiveness.
Grit.
Grit, right, exactly.
Compete.
Pushing through something that's hard and difficult, right?
Right.
I think that, and like you said at the beginning, Scott, I think we lose sight of that as parents.
Right.
We kind of sometimes get caught up in our own, heads, our own anxieties about our kid that aren't necessarily always legit.
Right.
Right. Sometimes I think we get caught up in stuff that's not, it's real to you in your head. But at the end of the day, if you were to step back and take the 30,000-foot view, it's not really the thing you think it is. Right?
Yeah.
It's not as bad as you think it is.
No.
And I think sometimes we get caught up with that stuff and we forget the bigger picture. We're not seeing the forest through the trees sometimes.
No, especially when you're in the trenches, perhaps, you're overly focused on winning or, comparing. Comparing is something that also makes it really easy to forget why you're doing it, because all of a sudden you go into this with good intentions and you're like, my kid's going to learn all these lessons and he's going to keep them like active and healthy and all these things. But then you start comparing him to somebody like, oh, why is he not there yet? And what more do we need to do? And like that whole Joneses thing.
Exactly right. Yes. You need to remember why you signed up for this. Like we said at the beginning, like what are we going to get out of this season?
Right.
Right. Why are we doing this?
Right.
What skills are we going to kind of build on to shape our kids' future down the road?
Right. And part of this also, and tying the fun aspect to it. And of course, like when we talk about keeping it fun, that doesn't mean fun is like not taking it seriously either. So while there's a time and place to be serious and less serious,
absolutely,
I think you can have it be fun on either side of that.
Of course.
And when it's fun or when they develop the passion and they want to go to the rink, right? It's like now not only do they love the sport, but like it's within that context that they will be able to start to do some hard things, right? They'll be faced with adversity. But if they're in an environment where they don't necessarily love to be, it's easy not to either like see the lessons or to absorb, what life is teaching you. So that's another piece that like you want your kid in and around the game.
Yes. I think a lot of people, a lot of kids their emotions get the best of them, and sometimes they don't see the forest through the trees. And that's where us parents, I think, have to come in and show them because they're sometimes too young to understand it, right? We have to show them what they're learning. When Dominic had, his rough go and his skating kind of collapsed, there was a lesson came out of that, a huge lesson. and now and to persevere and fight through it and not give up, and push. I mean, it was a massive lesson, and he did not see that. So as a parent, you have to tell them exactly what's going on and what we're learning from this.
Right.
And that was a life lesson.
Yeah.
It's huge. That's the stuff you want to take away from this season. Listen, you want them to compete, you want them to win and try to win, right? So they need to learn how to win. They also need to learn how to lose.
Yes.
Right. Some of your biggest athletes, your Michael Jordans, your Kobe Bryants, your Tom Brady's, they've lost more than they have won.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
So you have to learn how to lose as well.
Right. Being resilient.
Absolutely. So that's it's all part of it. So I guess the takeaway from this day one is we really want to make sure that you guys really pay attention to why you signed up for this.
Right.
Right. What your kid's going to get out of it. What lessons can your kid take away, whether it's being a good teammate, like I said, how to win, how to lose, right? I think it's important. I think it's, and this way as parents, I think if you have those expectations, you maybe won't get so bent out of shape.
Yeah, that's definitely one way of putting it, and I agree.
Right.
The way I was just thinking about it was, throughout the course of the entire season, you're going to be faced with a lot of decisions to make.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I think it's in those moments where the answer is not always going to be so clear.
No.
Right. And I think in the spirit of that, when faced with a decision or a challenge or whatever the case might be, if you circle back to remembering why are we here in the first place?
Yeah.
That just simply answering or reminding yourself of the answer to that question can help inform difficult moments, difficult decisions.
Yeah.
And it's from there that look, there's always going to be unfortunate outcomes.
Always.
But if you're making decisions that line up with the reasons why you're there in the first place, you're probably more likely to have a favorable outcome.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think it's true. I hope that day one, this day one that we're doing here, sets the foundation for kind of the rest of it, right? Make sure you don't go nuts on day one or day two or week one, right?
Well, if you do, just keep it to yourself.
That is true, right? That is very true, actually. You want to make sure that you're that you have a defined reason as to why you're doing this for your child. Because we don't have to do this.
Right.
Right? This is all, pay hockey, right? You pay to play for a club, so we're signing up for this stuff.
Right.
And it gets frustrating and it gets nerve-wracking and it gets the anxious moments and it gets tempers flare, right? And I think we all need to sometimes take a step back and realize why we're doing this for our kids.
Right.
Exactly what we're signing up for.
And so just going through that, like the why are we doing this? And what we're talking about in part is to like raise good humans, raise good children, right? And
Yes.
if that's part of the reason why we're doing this, then we have to say to ourselves, okay, well, how am I going to ensure that like my kid is going to thrive in this environment where we're trying to teach them all these things? And my guess is that kids that are like always faced with adversity, always getting an earful, just getting like piled on to be someone who they're not yet, right?
Yeah.
Like that is not going to increase the likelihood that they're going to want to hear the message, want to be a part of it. And so again, I guess I'm just trying to connect some dots where it's like you want to make sure they're having fun so they stick around.
Yep.
And that they're able to, again, reap all the benefits that, youth sports has to offer.
And there's a ton of them. Right.
ton.
I mean, even meeting people and socialization, like socializing with your teammates. Sometimes the locker room is the coolest place for these kids.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, it's, so socialization is huge too. I mean, you're learning how to socialize with your peers.
And you're with kids that are outside of your normal day to day.
Normally, they don't live in your town.
Right. Often. So
right. When you're playing club hockey, for the most part, there may be one or two, but for the most part, you're from all over the place.
Right.
Right. So you're meeting kids from other towns, which is awesome. I think it's an awesome sport. I'm thrilled the season is here.
Yeah.
I am so excited the season is here. I'm really looking forward to it. And that's why we kind of wanted to put together this little toolkit, if you will.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a kind of neat and tidy way of like thinking about it, I think.
Yeah, 5 things that will maybe help some of you hockey parents navigate the season, so you and your child can kind of have the best, 5-6 months.
Yeah, like make the most of it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So on that note, day one, remember your why.
Yes, remember your why.
Remember
why
your why.
you signed up for this.
And when things get challenging, when things get difficult, ask yourself that question. Remind yourself.
Yeah.
And then see how the answer to that question like informs your next steps.
Yeah.
And hopefully by doing that, you're going to end up with, a better decision-making process than maybe you would have.
Yeah. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this kind of gives people a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Gives people a little bit of
comfort, peace of mind.
I was just going to say comfort. Yes, exactly right. Gives people a little comfort and try not to freak out. And if you do, just call us. We charge $100 an hour.
Are you sure?
Crazy hockey dad couch.
Are you? We should get a couch in here. Take a nap.
Seriously.
All right.
Yeah, but no, that was good, man.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thanks again for tuning in today. Tomorrow, we're going to have another tool to add to the toolbox. So looking forward to reconnecting with all of you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And just a sneak little preview. Tomorrow is going to be centered around communication. So be sure to tune in, and we will give some thoughts and ideas.
What to and what not to say.
How to be a good communicator
during the hockey season. It's
awesome,
awesome,
man.
Day 1 in the books.
All right.
All right, homeboy.
All right. Take it
later.
easy.
See ya.
Bye.